Today, all eyes are on Iran, as a major geopolitical development could shape the future of the Middle East and possibly prevent a new military conflict. In a surprising move, Iran's president has officially ordered preparations for possible nuclear talks with the United States. This announcement came just hours after former U.S. President Donald Trump publicly said he was hopeful that a deal could be reached, a deal that might avert direct military action against Iran. This development comes at an extremely tense moment. Iran is facing widespread anti-government protests, with reports suggesting thousands of people have been killed during months of unrest. While Iran's leadership describes these protests as a foreign-backed coup attempt, Washington has taken a far more aggressive tone, with Trump openly threatening military action. So where do these talks stand, and how real is the risk of war? According to the first official statement from Tehran, Iran is willing to engage in talks only under strict conditions. The Iranian president made it clear that negotiations should happen only if the environment is free from threats and unreasonable demands. This language is critical. The threats refer to the massive U.S. military buildup in the Persian Gulf, naval fleets, air power, and strategic positioning that Iran views as preparation for a potential strike. The unreasonable demands, on the other hand, point directly to Washington's broader agenda. Iran insists that any negotiations must focus solely on its nuclear program in exchange for the lifting of crippling U.S. sanctions. The United States, however, wants much more. Washington has stated it wants the talks to also cover Iran's ballistic missile program and its support for armed groups across the region, demands Iran has categorically rejected. From Tehran's perspective, these issues are non-negotiable. Iran considers its missile program a core part of its national defense and its regional alliances a matter of strategic survival. Despite these deep disagreements, diplomatic efforts are moving forward. Sources indicate that a meeting is expected to take place on Friday in Turkey, involving Iran's foreign minister and the U.S. special envoy. The talks are being quietly coordinated by regional powers including Qatar, Turkey, Egypt, and Oman, all of whom are trying to prevent another devastating conflict in the region. Iran's leadership has openly acknowledged that it agreed to these talks largely due to pressure from what it calls friendly countries. This reveals a deep mistrust of the United States, a mistrust shaped by recent history. Just last year, U.S. airstrikes targeted Iranian nuclear facilities only days before a scheduled round of talks. That experience has left Iranian leaders deeply skeptical. They fear negotiations could once again be used as cover for military action. And Iran is making it clear, if it is attacked, it will respond, and this time much faster and much harder. Iran's top military commander recently stated that the country has shifted from a defensive posture to an offensive strategy, admitting that Iran responded too slowly in the past and will not repeat that mistake. Experts warn that Iran is entering these talks under enormous pressure. The country is dealing with severe economic hardship, internal unrest, and the looming threat of war. One international politics professor described the risk of conflict as 6 or 7 out of 10, calling it alarmingly high. Another major obstacle is the scope of negotiations. From Iran's point of view, Washington's demands amount to nothing less than total surrender. Shutting down the nuclear program, abandoning missile capabilities, and cutting off regional allies would, in Iran's eyes, effectively end the current regime. This is why regional mediators are attempting to separate the nuclear issue from other disputes, hoping to create a framework that allows limited compromise without complete humiliation for either side. There is also a critical regional dimension. The United States is believed to be coordinating closely with Israel, where leaders view Iran's missile program as a direct and existential threat. Israeli pressure has played a major role in pushing Washington toward a harder stance. Still, Iran has already signaled it may be willing to make painful concessions. These could include suspending nuclear activities or even transferring enriched uranium abroad, similar to what was done under the 2015 nuclear agreement. The key question now is whether the United States sees this moment as a chance for de-escalation, or as an opportunity to strike what some in Washington believe could be a fatal blow to the Iranian regime. History offers a warning. Miscalculations in the Middle East have led to disastrous wars before, most notably the 2003 invasion of Iraq. As Friday approaches, the stakes could not be higher. These talks may represent the last realistic chance to prevent another major conflict, one that would have global consequences.